In this video, we will see how to import data in Power BI. And then first of all, we will focus on data warehousing, like how we will be dividing that one big table into multiple tables before we start with the analysis part, right? So if you look at this field pane, you have this option get data. The same option is here also. So they both are same. You can go either from here or from here. It will not make any difference. So for example, I'm clicking on get data. It will give you this window where you would be able to see all the sources from where you can import the data in Power BI. They are also called connectors, right? So if you see this all category, you would be able to see all the sources. If you click on file, you would be able to see all the files, formats basically. If you click on databases, it will give you the list of databases. So all is containing all the sources, and then all the sources have been bifurcated in different folders as well. So now because we have the data in Excel, we will select Excel and we will click on connect, and then we will give the path of the data wherever we have that master data. Now, because that Excel sheet is open at the back end, I was explaining you the data in the earlier videos, it is not allowing me to import. So first of all, I have to close the sheet, right? Now, if I say open, it will connect Power BI with that Excel sheet. So now it is showing me that that Excel sheet, Superstore data, is having one sheet with the name master data. If I click on it, it will show me the preview of the data as well, right? Now, because I need to import this, so I will take this and I will click on load. So this is the table I have. When I open this table by clicking on this greater than sign, it will show me the columns of the tables as well, right? Now, whenever you are starting with Power BI application, the first step should be to save this file somewhere in your local computer. Yeah. So I would be saving it with the name, for example, self-paced one. Yeah, this is the first step. Second step would be click on this dot and log in with your cloud credentials. So now you are good to go with data warehousing concept. Now we have one big table. So I will right click and click on edit query. When I click on edit query, it will take me to Power Query Editor, which is nothing but the ETL of Power BI, where we would be performing data cleaning and data transformation steps. Now you can see a very heavy ribbon at the top. So in this Power BI course, we will not be covering everything from this ribbon. If you need to understand Power Query Editor in detail, we have a separate course for Power Query Editor. I think you can enroll for that and understand it. So in Power BI course, we will only be using the options which are relevant with Power BI, right? Which is relevant to the analysis of data we want to do. So now this is my one big table. Now let's talk about the dimensions. So I want to make one dimension orders. So 1, 2, 3, 4, basically these 4 columns I would be keeping in my one dimension table, which is orders. Then I would be creating another dimension table, customers, taking customer ID, customer name and segment, 3 columns. Then I would be creating the third dimension table, locations, country, city, state, postal code and region. So these 5 columns I would be taking. Then I will take the fourth dimension table, products, product ID, category, subcategory, product name, and then these 2 columns will go to my fact table, right? Of course, along with the primary key of all the 4 dimension tables. So my fact table would be having 6 columns, these 2 and 4 primary keys of 4 dimension tables. So now how to implement it in Power BI? So I will right click on this table and I will click on duplicate. So it has created a copy. So I would be doing the same step again and again so that I have total 5 tables, 4 dimension tables and 1 fact table. Now I can rename the same with the proper dimension. So this would be my orders. Second table would be customers. Third table would be location. Fourth table would be products. And fifth table would be fact table, FT, right? Now we need to transform the data. As of now, we have sorted, like we would be having 5 tables, 4 dimension tables, 1 fact table and their respective names. So we have renamed the tables also. Now go to the order table and only select those columns which you want to keep in order table. So I have selected all the 4 columns, right? Now, can you see this option, remove columns? So I will say remove other columns, as in just keep the columns I have selected and remove others. So rest of the columns have been deleted. Now we would be removing the duplicates on the basis of order ID. Why order ID? Because order ID is my primary key, right? And now why we are removing the duplicates? Because this order ID, which is coming multiple times, is having the complete row same, correct? So it is safe to remove the duplicate. So remove duplicate. And at the end of this data, sometimes when we import the data from Excel, it sometimes picks up the blank rows as well. So to be double sure that we do not have any blank rows, we will go to remove rows and we will say remove blank rows, right? So now this way we are done with our orders table. Now, did you understand how it saves the space basically? Yeah. Then we are going to customer table. What all we want in customer table? Customer ID, customer name, segment, that's it. So I will say remove other columns. Now customer ID is the primary key for this table. So I will right click and I will say remove duplicates and remove blank rows. So this is also ready. Then I'm going to location. What all I want? I want country, city, state, postal code and region. And I'm saying remove other columns. And in this case, my postal code would be my primary key. So I'm keeping it on the left-hand side. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to keep on the left-hand side, but it is a good practice, right? So remove duplicates and then remove blank rows. This is also done. Products, you want product ID, category, subcategory, name. Remove other columns. Now your product ID is the primary key. So we will be removing the duplicates. On the basis of this, remove duplicates, remove blank rows. This is also ready. So can you imagine, like we have removed the duplicates from 4 tables, how much memory or how much space we have saved. Now when we come to fact table, we will be keeping the primary keys. So order ID we are keeping. So I would be removing these 3. So remove these columns, then I'm keeping customer ID and I would be deleting customer name, segment, country, city, state. I am keeping postal code, deleting region. So remove columns. So I have kept so far order ID, product ID, customer ID, postal code. Then I would be keeping product ID, deleting these 3. And then I have sales and profit. So basically 4 primary keys and 2 numerical values. And in this case, we will not be removing any duplicate, but because there is no single case where the entire row is a duplicate. We have all the unique sales and profit values. And then I'm saying remove blank rows and our data is ready. Now I hope you guys are clear how star schema helped us to save a lot of memory. Now when I do close and apply from the top left and I come back to the front end, you will notice here 5 tables instead of 1. Right? This is done. Now the second section is where we can see the data like a table format in Excel. So this is, you can have a look at your data. The third section is data modeling, where we are setting up, we will set our star schema. So I am putting all the dimensions table like this. I am bringing my fact table in the center. This is my product table. And then this is the location table. So these 4 are dimension table. This is my fact table, right? And this is looking like a star schema. If you talk about the relationship of these tables, they have been detected automatically, right? What if they are not detected automatically? For example, I am deleting this and now I would be creating this manually because it is not detected automatically, for example. So which is the common column? Order ID. So I will pick the order ID and drop on another order ID, it will create the relationship, right? If you put your cursor on this triangle, it will reflect to you or show you the columns on the basis of which the relationship has been created. So product ID, then here we have postal code, customer ID, and order ID. Now, what is the meaning of this one to many and one to many? So basically, do not read it as a star or asterisk. You read it as many. So this is called one to many or many to one. What is the meaning? Like this relationship has been created on the basis of product ID, right? So if we talk about the values in the product ID column of product table, each and every value is coming just once. Or we can say the frequency of each and every value in products table for product ID is just one. So it is that one. Now, what is the frequency of product ID in FT table? One product ID can come multiple times, so many. This is called cardinality or uniqueness of the value in that column. So if you go to the PPT part, I will explain it to you through PPT also.